Hello and welcome. This is Marisol, and today I'll be sharing a walkthrough of my Project Life 2016. I use a 6x12 format. I started using this format in 2015 and I am continuing to use it for 2017. For my title page, I kept it very simple, took a picture of an acrylic word with our family last name, added the number 7 because there are 7 of us in our family, and added these number stamps from Lawn Fawn. It's a great stamp set, and you can actually buy the circle die for it, and it cuts a perfect little circle. And this card actually had the date 2013 or 2014, and I covered it up with those die cuts, and I like the way that it looks. I have to use those more often this year. For the most part in the album, I use the Becky Higgins Design H, which is the 4x6 on top and bottom with the 2 3x4s. You'll see throughout the album that I do use a few different style page protectors, and that towards the end of the album I go back to just the Design H for simplicity's sake. One of the other things you'll see in this album is that I use the roller date stamps and a wood veneer on my title card. Especially in the first few months, I use that kind of style. Also, for the first few months, I used my stash, and I've over the years collected quite a bit of 3x4 cards and 4x6 cards, and I have a few of the Project Life core kits, and so I used whatever I had on hand with purpose, trying to finish it and use it. I know that at one point I liked it, so I wanted to use it. So it may look a little outdated in, terms of what's new and exciting in the crafting world, but it doesn't bother me at all. Here's an example of a different size page protector here. This is a drawing that my 12-year-old son created, and I put it in a 6x12 page protector, cut it down, and then fused it with my We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool. Put a little tab on it, stamped on it, and that was it. I didn't even have to repunch the holes, they fit perfectly here. That's one other thing you're going to see in this album is a lot of stamping. I have lots and lots of stamps, and I like to use them, and so I feel like they help me have these custom cards that no one else has in their album because I created it. This is a flip up from Simple Stories. This already had the adhesive on it, so I just stuck it down, and again another tab and stamping. These are from the Kelly Perky stamp. See, this is an example of how I use stamps to create my own cards. This is the travel log is from Feed Your Craft, and Destination and Details is from a Kelly Perky stamp. And I just created a perfect little journaling card for myself. I loved it. On week 4, I used one of the core kits, and I liked it because it was easy to match everything. I like matching. And I felt like the colors really brought out the colors in this photograph here of my boys playing. And again, more stamping with the wood veneer. This is another example of a lot of stamping. This is a stamp, this is a stamp, the roller date stamp, this is a stamp, and so is this. And I even stamped right on the photograph. And then for this was a picture of my son. It's actually I actually have it adhered in the page protector, but it's laminated, and it's of my son as a superhero when he was at preschool.
No, that's
when he was at preschool, and I added that in a 6x12 page protector, and then added again another photograph of him at school, and used more stamping and journaling. This is again Design A, letter stickers. That's another thing that I like putting on photographs other than stamps, is letter stickers. This is one of my favorites, and again another example of a different size page protector. So this is the left side and this is the right side of the spread, and what I did was I cut down this baseball card page protector, cut off the last three pockets, and just had the two here. And I didn't have to re-punch holes, and it worked out perfectly. I used these old Studio Calico grid cards, and I'm running low. I think I only have 5 of them left, and I'm sad because I don't think they sell them anymore. But here I like all the colors, the yellows and the pinks. This, again, another custom card I created using vintage Studio Calico stamps and Kelly Purkey stamps as well. And then for this spread, for week 7, I didn't have a lot of photos, so I just stamped out using the letter stamps week 7 and added the dates and 1 photograph. This is a Becky Higgins overlay, which I love. These little things, it really dresses up a picture pretty quickly. More stamping on the photos. Now what you'll see on the right side here for week 8 is that this is design F. So it has 1 4x6 and the 4 3x4. So I just cut it down again and stuck it in the album, and it was great. Now here I experimented with a typewriter. I own an electric typewriter, and you'll see this very sparingly. I'm not sure what it is, why I don't use it more. I love the look of the type, but I don't know. I'll have to try that this year. More stamping on the photos. This is actually a photo of a candy box that my husband got me for Valentine's Day, and I used it as my title card with a label. Lots of stamping on this spread. Lots of bad stamping on this spread. Title card I made myself with stamps. Here I used more, these are Kelly Purkey stamps, same font here. So what I did was, I did before and after of both me and my daughter, before we went to the hairdresser and after we went to the hairdresser. So that was fun. This is a Becky Higgins Design A, which holds the 4x4 square photos. This is of paint night. I messed up here where I put the picture in before the pen dried, but I left it alone. I wasn't going to redo it. Funny story behind this picture here. This is a picture of my son's promposal poster. I guess that's a thing nowadays where they ask each other through the use of a poster if they'll go to prom, and they call it a promposal, which I thought was funny, and then I just wrote "she said yes" with stamps. For this vellum piece, I actually used embossing, and I don't know, it came out okay. It was alright. This is another thing you'll see sprinkled throughout the album, are white letter stickers. These are from Ali Edwards, and I buy them in bulk because I love using them. I think they're the perfect size, and because they're white, they pop right off of the page. Here's an example of how I use some ephemera. This is a piece of the program of my son's Honor Society induction, and I used stamps to stamp his nickname and cut it down to 3x4. I used thickers, parentheses to identify who he was in the photo because there's so many people in that photo. This is a sticker of my daughter's artwork, and I put that in there. And what I liked was I was able to find these cards that brought out the colors in her little drawing. This is something that I want to try more often in 2017, where I use a 3x4 photo on a 4x6 card that is already embellished, and all I did was use adhesive and it was done, which was awesome. For this week, in week 10, week 9, I used these labels and letter stamps to create a title card. This is actually a piece of paper from a 6x6 pad. One of the things I find with the kits from various places is that they don't have too many 4x6 cards, and I find like I need them often. So in this year's album, I created a lot of them using 6x6 paper pads. This one is an example of that as well, where I took a 6x6 paper and trimmed it down and stamped on it, and I have my own unique 4x6 card. I didn't get a photo that day, but this card I feel really does represent what was happening that day, which was my son's jazz concert. I made this card as well. I'm not very proud of it. This paper's textured, and so the embossing didn't take very well, but I left it alone and just stuck it in there. I love this spread. I love the colors on it and the white, the pops of white. I do this every once in a while. I will add text to the photo prior to printing it, and I like the way that looks, especially if the photos are busy and I want to add some journaling. That's what I do. I'll add a little blurb on the picture. Funny story behind this initial. I sometimes add initials to the pictures of my boys because they look so much alike, and I'm afraid that as I get older I will not remember who's who. And it actually already happened. They came to me with a picture and were arguing about who it was, and I couldn't remember who it was. There wasn't anything in the background to indicate what year it was or where the picture was taken, and even the clothing I couldn't remember. So I do that with my boys because they look so much alike at a certain age. Again, just the design A and design F. I really like that because I get the 4 3x4 pockets. And because I've been using my phone for pictures, I tend to take them in the vertical orientation, and so it's easier just to print them out in the 3x4 without too much editing and just stick it in the pockets. Again, another example of a 6x6 paper pad with another piece of paper to create a title card. I didn't journal very much in this album, and I was okay with that. These spreads are for Easter, and I absolutely love them because they were outdoors, so lots of greens and lots of blues, which are my favorite colors. And I used a Studio Calico kit that I purchased for $5. And boy, this kit really, I maxed out on the kit, and I still have lots of pieces left over. But it was a good reminder of how much I love Studio Calico, and I decided recently to go back and subscribe because I really like their kits, their documenter kits, and this was a true testament of how much I loved it because all of the colors are my taste, the embellishments, and I used tons of the product, but my pages didn't turn out too busy. So here again I used the design A. This is the back side of that design F. I kept the pictures simple. I didn't add too much to the pictures because there were lots of colors and they were pretty busy. This is a 6x8 insert. This one is from October Afternoon, the Daily Flash collection, and it fits perfectly in here. Again, very simple, just one little cardboard, chipboard embellishment, and I was done with it. Now this page protector came with the album, and it's wider than the rest of the page protectors in here, so I will switch this out because I don't like that, because what ends up happening, it'll bend here on the edge with the weight of the album. This washi tape came in that Studio Calico kit I was talking about, and I absolutely love it because other than the black, it's clear. So regardless of what you put it on, it will look different every time. So if I were to put this on a red card, those flowers will look red, and it will look like a completely different washi tape. I love it. It's nice and thick, and it came in a big roll. This is a 4x6 card attached to a 4x6 photo that I punched a hole in it, and it's not in a page protector, and I like the texture that it provides. It kind of breaks up that plastic feeling. It does move around a lot, but everyone here is pretty careful with the albums, and so they always end up putting it right back where it belongs. These items, again, also are from that Studio Calico kit. This right here, I used in my December daily album as well. It's that Studio Calico die, attach your die, sorry. Studio Calico attach your die. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, but I am so glad that I have it, because if I don't want to punch holes in something, I can use this and attach it with some really strong adhesive, and I can attach basically anything I want to my album, regardless of the ring positioning. This is also another example of a DIY page protector using the fuse tool. This is from a really old paper pad. You'll see we're in April and I'm still using those wood veneers. Although I think I might have 3 of them left. Lots of journaling on this spread. Here we are, week 17. Many outdoor pictures. This is a Ali Edwards stamp. Here, look here, I used more of that typewriter. Some chipboard embellishments from that kit. And some journaling. This is an example of what you'll see sprinkled throughout the album as well, where instead of doing a weekly format per se, what I did was I documented one event. And in this case, it's my daughter's communion. So on the left side, it's all about her communion. All the pictures are from that event. And I moved the title card over to the right page, since I had the 2 4x6 photos that I wanted to display. And then these 2 pictures are from other events that occurred during the week. This is another custom card that I made. I wanted to use another card that had this green color, so I used this and then added this 3x4 in landscape form. Letter, stickers, washi tape, and boom, my own card. This here was a 3x4 card, and I liked the sentiment, but I didn't have anywhere to put a whole 3x4 card, and no journaling. So I just cut it out and stuck it on the photo. You'll see that I do that sometimes. Another example of documenting one event. There's that washi tape again. Very little journaling other than their names. I think the pictures tell a story, you know? I love this card, it's so pretty. These colors matched perfectly with my son's date's dress. I love it. Another example of documenting one event. This was the father-daughter dance, the sweetheart ball at my daughter's school. Letter stickers here. Another example of using one of my photos as the title card with a label documenting the date. These next few spreads are using Gossamer Blue product. And we're into week 21. These are those roller washi things. I don't know what they're called. They're kind of hard to manage, but they're cute. Here, an example of using a card over a 3x4 card with a 3x4 picture. Same over here. I really wanted to use this square 4x4 card, and so I just trimmed down my photo. More stickers on photos, which I love to do. Keeping it very simple. Again, this is the photo telling the story. And here I had tons of pictures from my sister's graduation, but decided to just use one photo that would tell the story. Just me and her on graduation day. Week 23 includes this awesome wood veneer from Gossamer Blue. It's so thin. I love it because it adds texture but not too much bulk. Here I took the yellow from this picture and complemented it with the embellishments and cards. I like these kind of cards here with that bullet because you can just document the events without too much journaling. Week 24, more of the letter stickers. See, these two, these are the ones that look so much alike. When they were both 5, they look exactly alike. And this guy here too, my older son, I can't tell them apart in those photos that I was referring to earlier. Cork arrows from Studio Calico. Love, love, love. I use them sparingly because I don't want to run out. Here, again, an example of the one event documentation. And this is the last week of June, first week of July, so week 26. And here what I did was, again, I got creative with the cards that I had left from the kit. And this was a 4x6. I cut it in half. This was, I think, a 3x4, and I used a circle punch, purposely offset to make it look like that's the way the card was, that it was a die cut designed that way. This card here also was a 4x6, and I cut it in half, and I think I used it back here somewhere, or I'll use it again. Oh, there it is for July 4th. More letter stickers from the kit, and what else? Washi tape. And keep it simple, that's my motto. Here I wanted to bring out the yellow that was in the lemons because I knew I had these yellow embellishments and this yellow card. And there's some yellow in here. I like to do the triangular design to draw the eye. And that brings us to July. And I'm going to stop it here because this video is probably long. And also because I haven't finished the album. I do have photos in here through October 31st, but I haven't finished with the embellishment and documentation. And I do want to add November and December in here before sharing the video. So thank you for spending some time with me and letting me share my album with you guys. I appreciate the time that you're taking time out of your day to watch my video. And if you have any questions, let me know. And until next time, see ya. Bye-bye.